You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the April 10th, 2023 meeting of the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good evening, Michigan City. This is the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission regular meeting, Monday, April 10th, 2023 at 5 p.m. or so. I'd like to welcome everybody for the evening. I'd like to take a call of order. Commissioner Barron. Here. Commissioner Dennis. Here. Commissioner Deitch. Here. Commissioner Werner. Here. And Chair Chatfield is here. It's roll call. I'd like to go to the approval of the minutes of the 3/13/23 executive session, as well as the 3/13/23 hybrid regular meeting and the 4/4 special meeting. I think I can put those all together. Our attorney says yes, so I look for any adjustments, corrections, or deletions to said minutes. Hearing none, I'd look for
I move for adoption of all of the said minutes.
Having first. Second. Having a second, I will go through roll call. Commissioner Barron. Aye. Commissioner Dennis.
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch.
Aye.
Commissioner Warner. Aye. Chatfield's aye. Approval of claims of April 10, 2023. I'll send it over to Mr. Schuyler York.
Those claims for April 10th, 2023. For payroll, we had in March of 2023, we had CDBG reimbursables, staff and commissioners. From our operating account, we had Saranac Law Offices for legal retainer for March of 2023. We had August Mack for 2022 activities at Trail Creek Properties for the Begley and Concord cleanup. Barnes and Thornburg for legal services for blocks of arbitration. We had Butler, Fairman, Seifert for Singing Sands Phase 2 engineering and design. And then we had EDCMC for 2023 biannual payment, 1 of 3 from the north. 1/3 from the North TIF. We had Haas and Associates, Lafayette Barker storm sewer modifications, HDR for station block TOD modification, Primera Engineers for street conversions and engineering, Saranac Law Offices for legal services for North TIF March 2023, Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal services at the Transit Center for February 2023. We had this from the South TIF. We had DLZ from our South TIF Connectivity Improvement Project. We have EDCMC 2023 biannual payment, 1/3 from the South TIF. We had Global Engineering annual report for I-94 421 overpass, Pinnacle Reality for incentives for easement at 4421 Franklin Street, PR Lawn Care Service for trash pickup and fence installation in the Meyer Drive area, Saranac Law Offices for legal services in the South TIF for March of 2023. And from the Northeast TIF, we had EDCMC for 2023 biannual payment for 1/3 of from the Northeast TIF.
Move we approve the claims.
Second.
Having a first and a second, I'll ask for the commissioner's pleasure. Commissioner Barron.
Aye.
Commissioner Dennis.
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch.
Aye.
Commissioner Warner. Aye. And the Chair Chatfield is aye. Approval of financial report. Mr. York.
Got it. This is the balance sheet for 2/28 of 2023. Cash in our operating account, we have $206,400.48. Southside TIF account, we have $7,722,474.57. Southside TIF debt reserve account, we have $336,308.50. Southside TIF capital account, we have $16,482.11. From our North End TIF, we have $3,407,076.04. East Side TIF, we have $135,036.29. From the Northeast TIF account, we have $581,167.55. Our loans receivable, we have a county business loan fund for $133,333.00 for total assets of $12,538,278.54.
Move we approve the financials as presented.
Second.
Having first and a second, I'll ask for a roll call. Commissioner Barron,
Aye.
Commissioner Dennis,
Aye.
Commissioner Deitch,
Aye.
Mr. Warner,
Aye.
and the Chair Chatfield is aye. I will turn it back over to Mr. York on item number 6, the Franklin Street 2A street conversion.
So tonight, we were supposed to have we were planning on having a recommendation for bids. We did receive bids on Monday last week, correct? Monday or Tuesday of last week. Sorry. We did have a bid that we received. We were going to have a recommendation for approval tonight, or at least a recommendation to move forward. At this time, at this time, I don't have a recommendation for you guys. I'd like to ask that it be tabled for a recommendation to come back at a later date. Hopefully in the next in May, a recommendation will come forward. I know there was a little bit of concern about timing of Franklin Street and the conversion. If it comes back and we cannot get it done before the Memorial Day weekend, we would wait until after Labor Day weekend for that conversion. So we are conscientious about that. But at this time, I've just asked that we would table that for a recommendation to come back to the commission in May.
I move that we table until the director until the director brings it back. I second the motion.
Having a first and a second, I would ask for the table of the Franklin Street 2A street conversion. Commissioner Barron,
Aye.
Commissioner Dennis,
Aye.
Commissioner Deitch,
Aye.
Commissioner Warner,
Aye.
and the chair's aye. So we will table this discussion for further review. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the South TIF Connectivity Improvement Project update and approvals.
I will hand this off to Ryan. Is there anything to report on your end for the South TIF Connectivity project that you'd like to bring tonight?
Not too much. Regarding the CC1 project, we're still on track to provide notice to proceed to the contractor by the end of this month. That will be hinging on Alan's progress on securing, I think, one final easement from Bell Tire for that. Assuming that can be secured, then we would give the notice to proceed at the end of April. Regarding the base project, we are still communicating with the regulators regarding the Fadi Daoud property and potential use of that for wetland credits. But we're also waiting for a response from them regarding when would be most appropriate to apply for official environmental permits from them, given the lack of ownership of all land required. We want to understand from them whether we should wait until all the land is acquired or if we could submit applications prior to that. But we haven't received a response from the regulators on that yet. Regarding final design, we are finalizing that proposal and should have it to you guys by the end of this week for review, again, for final design of the remaining parts of the project. I think that's it.
Ryan, thanks so much. I'd ask if there are any commissioners that have any questions for Ryan Laughlin at Haas and Associates.
Brian, just to let you know, I'm meeting with that one last holdout tomorrow. I expect that'll be our last conversation, and I expect it will end positively. How about that?
Great.
As far as the other roads are concerned, I think we're getting close to the point of one way or the other with regards to, I think that's the second project on, or second phase of the South TIF connectivity project with regards to the Town Center Drive. I think we know we're doing on one. I'm still waiting to hear a response on what we're doing with the second, and I'm still waiting to try to make connections on the two remaining projects as far as that road is concerned. But hopefully, well, at least we're halfway there, and hopefully a little bit more.
Ryan, thanks. This is a terribly important project for Michigan City for a lot of reasons. And so we appreciate all that you and Austin Associates is doing on this project. I really I believe that taking traffic off of Franklin Street and allowing folks to have sidewalks both on Franklin Street and the off streets is terribly important. So Ryan, thanks for your hard work, and we appreciate it very much. So thanks. Have a good night. Next is any other additional comments? I'll just lay that out for the commissioners. Okay, hearing none, I'll turn it over to Mr. York for the You Are Beautiful update.
Or we're doing station block first.
Oh, station block, I'm sorry.
So for station block, we have received a copy of our final agreement that we've been waiting on, the addendum with F&C. We are reviewing it at this time. I will hopefully have that ready to bring back to you for approval soon. We just got that in. And then for Your Beautiful site, we have another addendum that we will be receiving. I believe we will receive it today, this afternoon, if it isn't already in my inbox. And we're still waiting to hear back from the state on their tax credit situation and where they're at with that. So we should know something soon. So both of those, we have I would just say we have the agreements in our possession at this point in time.
So you took care of 8 and 9. All right. Well,
I have a question on the You Are Beautiful. The Public Art Committee is wondering if you have some sort of idea what time or what date you would like the You Are Beautiful sculpture to be moved.
We can get that. I do not right this minute. I know you guys have been actually talking a lot about that, where it goes, where it's going to go, things of that nature. And I appreciate that. You guys taking that off my hands to find a spot for it. I don't know the time frame at this time. Obviously we want to do it before they put any fencing up or anything of that nature. That's definitely important. It's something we want to do because then you wouldn't be able to see it, and we want people to be able to see it.
Right.
So I'll ask the developers.
Okay, that would be.
And we'll get a time frame.
Great, because I think some of the sites we're looking at will need some work done on the sites before the thing gets moved, and so we want to make sure that we have everything ready once it needs to actually make the move. Absolutely,
and it's I remember it was an undertaking to get it done, so it's not a small project in itself. So definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, very good question. Thank you. In my many years of tenure on city commissions and boards, number 10 is always the one that I am always concerned about, the report of legal counsel.
Nothing but the usual. There was an executive session before this meeting. Any items discussed were appropriate under the open door law? No decisions were made by the commission during executive session. The other thing, just to share with you and share with Michigan City, my wife and I traveled to Nashville this past weekend for a wedding, and we stopped in Louisville on the way down, and we went to a deli in Louisville for lunch. And the guy who owned the place, a real talkative guy, and asked where we were from. We told him Michigan City. His response, "Oh, a lot of great things are happening in Michigan City. I hear about that must be a great place to live right now." And this was in Louisville. So we are getting known nationwide for good reasons. And needless to say, that kind of made my day and made it easier to eat a good sandwich. So that's the good news there.
I don't mean to poke at the attorneys, but usually every time they talk, it costs me a little bit more money. But Attorney Cernick, you do a good job for us, so I appreciate it. Number 11, report by Director Schuyler.
I don't have anything to report tonight. Just trying to get these agreements done so that we can start moving forward with some other things that we need to do with respect to the station block and the You Are Beautiful. Still have quite a bit of work to do to get those to the finish line.
Very good. Any questions? I'll just open this up just real quick for Mr. York. He's obviously got his hands full. He's got a good team and doing good things. So any questions from the commissioners to Mr. York? Okay, hearing none. Public comment this evening. Stand up to the podium, please. State your name and address, please.
My name is Bob Bailey, and I've been a resident of Michigan City since 1960. Current address is 311 Kenwood Place. I want to read a brief statement. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to address the duly appointed Redevelopment Commission while still able to do so. I wish to commend and congratulate you current members and predecessors for the incomparable good you have done in advancing the general welfare of Michigan City. Your responsibility is vital to the continuing success of this community. I wish to add credence to my comments by telling you I was the inaugural executive director of the Redevelopment Commission, being appointed in July 1960, and served in that capacity for 13 and a half years, long years. There were a couple of significant events early in the commission's efforts that could have derailed all the activity. Initially, we were so seriously challenged, if you will, that at one point, the commission and I resigned en masse rather than compromise our standards. Fortunately, the League of Women Voters, Chamber of Commerce, and others came to our defense, and with the promise of support, convinced us to return. The rest is history, with one exception. The North End Urban Renewal Program was approved by the Common Council over formal remonstrances. Those contesting filed suit. It took us 2 years to work our way through the Indiana Supreme Court for a decision in our favor. So the success of the Redevelopment Commission has carried on. With significant, immeasurable opportunities on the horizon, I hope you will continue, even though your only compensation is a vital job well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. Mr. Bailey, I want to thank you because you understand how important what we do as a group with our attorney, our school liaison, what we do to push through economic development. And I commend you for coming up and telling us that, because people need to understand that this is not easy stuff. And we we get kicked in the teeth a lot. And I appreciate you coming up, because really the only people that come up here and talk to us, that come up to the podium, other than our partners of economic development, are people that are mad at us because they don't want something. So I pray you. Thank you, sir. And the first, right?
Yes.
The first redevelopment commission president. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Not president, executive director.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
So without him doing all the.
Yeah, well, you're more important than the commissioners.
It was needless to say, it was a challenging job. But we started, if you may recall, with the West Side Urban Renewal Program. And with the quick organization of the neighborhood and their support, that program went very well.
Yes.
Then in turn, since our ultimate objective was the North End, we got involved in that, and surprisingly, with a lot of opposition. And I read off what we did in order to counter that, to the point of en masse resigning.
Sure.
And it brought the attention with the rest of the community to the importance of what was being attempted.
Yeah.
And with their assured support, we stepped back into our responsibilities, and with the help of the commission, carried out, I think, a real improvement for Michigan City. I must say, though, my only disappointment is that we didn't proceed as I had hoped. And that had to do with the attitude of Michigan City. Because if you can believe this, when we started the North End program, there were people in Michigan City who said, we don't want the Chicago people coming down here. So it was a rough road to hoe, but we prevailed. And I see Michigan City's future really quite brilliant. And you're going to carry a lot of responsibility in that achievement.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Well,
thank you so much for taking your time tonight to come.
My pleasure.
Talk to us. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know that we can get any better than that. However, I will go to Tom Nomkowski, and he might, but this is Commissioner comments.
You don't know how much I missed you at the last meeting. I have nothing to say other than I'm so glad that the weather is going to get better and help us out towards what our accomplishments are going to be. And I really appreciate you for setting the groundwork. I mean, 1960, well, it's just a couple years ago, but that's what was needed, is that stance at that point. And these gentlemen and ladies have to make that same stance just during this age. So it's really great for the city of Michigan City. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Commissioner Dennis.
Just want to say thank you also for coming this evening and speaking with us, because I think I agree with Tom that the things that you did at the beginning of the Redevelopment Commission have carried over all these years. And that's really, it was such important work that you did. So thank you very much.
Ditto. Appreciate you. And again, a lot more to come because of those efforts. I think that, as I talk to people, just like our attorney, Saranac, has said, is that everybody's like, what do you guys have going on over there? And everybody's starting to recognize it. And that's a good thing. And it's always hard. It's heartfelt to hear that when you've been beat up so much by some negative things, and then for people to say, well, people are wanting to be here, and developers want to be here, and people want to live here. We just got to keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Mr. Warner.
As a Michigan City baby from 1960, thank you. It was a great place to grow up.
Mr. Barron.
Thanks, Bob. It's nice to see you up and about. And side story, I got my start in redevelopment back in the 8th grade when I had a school project. And we decided to do it on Michigan City's population. And I went to Bob's office down here at, City Hall, and interviewed him, and it got me interested. And after 20 years of plus involvement in this, and Bob has been around for a lot of that. So I really appreciate, I would even say a mentor. Thank you.
I put on my badge, but I want to assure you I'm not coming back to work.
This is what communities are built on, is people that have longevity and have been involved. And, I truly appreciate everybody at this elongated table, or it's a table to me, but good friends and people that trust what we do day to day. And we appreciate the trust from the city. And Mr. Bailey, I appreciate that. And from what Ken Barrett said is really important. It's and I think what we missed today, in even though Mr. Warner was just only born in 1960, but understanding that we have people that are mentors and that we need to look to. And I think it's terribly important. And I go back to the fact that it's nice to have somebody come here and be nice to us, and encourage us to what we do every day, because what Scott does every day and what he and I talk about every day, and with our attorneys, it's not necessarily easy, but it's important business. And so I appreciate what you've done. You laid the groundwork, you moved forward, and you helped us to where we are today. And I appreciate you coming in tonight. And I very much, I was surprised. So thank you very much. Okay. So before anybody has tears, the next meeting is May 8th, Monday, May 8th at 5 p.m., 2023. Adjournment, I would call for adjournment. Or
So moved.
a motion. Thank you, Mr. Barrett. Thank you. Have a good night.